Hello, my name is Jason Webster of Divided Acres Farms, and I wanted to shoot this quick introduction video of our farm to kind of give you an overview of who we are and what we do here. I'm standing in our barn right now. This is our sheep barn. All the sheep are currently out in the pasture field. It's a nice sunny day, and when it's like that, we try to hay them outside, keep some of the mess down in the barn, and then with that extra hay and manure on the fields like that, helps put some of the nutrition back into the pasture fields. Here in the back, you can kind of see that's our white Dorper ram that we picked up from Dorset and Daylilies in Ohio. We're using him in our breeding program this year. Currently, this year we're going to try running 2 sets of ewes. I believe the way we have it split down with our yearlings and our older ewes, we have 26 in one and there'll be about 24 in the other. We'll lamb twice a year. Our older group is going to lamb around June 15th, with our second group should lamb right around the first week of October. By doing that, I think we can take advantage of the limited pasture space that we currently have and allow us to increase our numbers as far as being able to rotate in and out of the barn, and basically utilize what we have available to us here. Our farm is currently 27-ish acres, with about half of that is pasture field. So we are limited on our space. So trying to come up with a program that fits us to take full advantage of the amount of acreages that we have is basically the goal, what we're shooting for here. Here we also have honeybees, we sell firewood, and we raise chickens. Now the chickens are more just for eggs and for personal use. The everything else, we kind of try to scale it up on more of a commercial base. And back here in this corner, we will be constructing a pen. Next week we're picking up 2 steers to raise out. They're just weaned off. So in that back corner, we'll put their pen up, and then there's a door back there that opens up that leads outside for them. So, and then also next weekend, we will be making a trip to Greg Burns's Nature Image Farms in Zanesville, Ohio, to pick up 5 packages of honeybees to replace some of our dead outs from this past winter. I'll show you the honeybee location and what we have set up. I shot most of this video in the barn because right now it's super windy outside, and I was more worried about being able to hear me and the way the sound quality would be. So we're standing in here, even though just about everything else is outside. I'm gonna try to go out and see how bad the wind picks up here. It is definitely a beautiful day, sunny, compared to the weather that we've been having here lately. I'm gonna go over here by the fence so that I can flip the camera around and you can see the herd that we have down here. That right there is our livestock guardian dog. He's in with the ram and them right now. But where he's at, he actually has overview of the whole farm. So here's our ewes out on the pasture, and you can tell I roll a lot of the round bales out on the pasture field when I can, when the weather permits, strictly to try to help with putting more carbon back into the soil to help the quality of our pasture fields. And 2, it helps keep a lot of the manure out of the barn, keeps the cleaning down on the barn somewhat. We still end up having to clean it out. And when we do clean it out, we take a lot of that manure in the manure spreader and we do spread it around on the pasture fields. So kind of pan around here so you can see what the inside of our barn looks like. And there is an upstairs. That's where we stack all the square bales and everything. We have a door from the outside that goes up, and we run everything up on the hay elevator. So I will jump in the truck and we're gonna go down around to where I have the honeybees at, and I will show you what we have set up down there and about the location down there. Okay, this is where we got our beehives at. You can kind of see the fenced in area around them there. That is actually where they had came in and put a degasification well when the coal mine came through. So we utilized that flat spot right there to set up our bee yard. Now currently we only have, or last year we finished out the season with 11, but we had several dead outs. The winter was really hard on us this year. So my goal is to be somewhere around maybe that 15 to 20 hive mark by the end of this coming year. Picked up from the 5 that we're getting from Greg Burns, the packages, and then trying to split them here throughout the summer months. But you can actually see there to the right, the township road that comes off. My house is actually down that road, so we have access to be able to come in there with the truck. Right now, we got a tree down across the road there we've got to get cleaned up that we had cut down so that it wouldn't interfere with the power lines if it ever decided to go. But I'm going to try to zoom in a little tighter here so you can see. We definitely have plenty of room to expand the number of hives that we put down there in that location. Once we get that full, then we'll actually try to start outsourcing some areas to have some out yards. We'll go into that and try to shoot you some videos here when we get our packages and we go to install them, and then throughout the year as we manage and work the bees. I'm going to try to pan this out around. That is currently our hay stack right now. It's where we stock our round bales out there and cover it with a tarp because we are limited on barn space. Eventually, either there or in another location, I would like to be able to put up a hay barn. Just make things a lot easier instead of fighting with tarps and dealing with them throughout the year. As far as the hay quality, to keep it covered so that it doesn't sit there and get weathered on all year long. There's just a few things that I wanted to go ahead and include in this introduction video to give you a little more background of who we are and what we do here. I live on the same tract of land that I was telling you about my parents live on. Their house is actually up where the barns are, and I live on the other end down in the bottom of the holler here. Me and my wife live down there. We both work off the farm, so just so there's no confusion, I mean, we are not making a full-time living off of this. Now, if I could ever get it to that point, that would be a decision would have to seriously take a look at. We do have 2 kids. We have a 13-year-old daughter and a 17-year-old son. So there's a lot of that would go into that decision. But we both work off the farm. I'm currently employed with an energy service company that works a standard 6-day work week. We do mainly pipeline construction and slip repair, stuff along that lines. So not only are we limited on the amount of acreage and the space that we have here, but also the time is a big factor into what we're able to accomplish and what we're able to expand to get to. But with the time restraints that I was talking about, that's one of the things. I'm going to try to shoot videos as we go through, as we're doing our lambing, the gardening, the splitting and processing of firewood, working the honeybees, how we're expanding that operation, and basically just try to keep everybody informed and an overview of what we're doing here on our farm to try to grow everything. The videos hopefully will come out on a steady pace, although I can't totally guarantee that, but I will try to do my best to continue to keep you updated on what's going on and how we're doing things here. If anybody has any comments or questions about anything, I know it's kind of a shotgun approach as far as an introduction video goes. Go ahead and drop them in the comments below. If anybody has any comments or questions, please make sure you drop them in the comments below, and I will do my best to answer those for you. If it's something that I can answer, I will. If it's something that I don't have the answer to, I will try to find you the answer or at least point you in the right direction. And if it's something that can be answered better through a video format as opposed to typing the answer out, that's definitely an option. Also, if you guys have anything that you want to see as far as content, as far as maybe a particular part of the farm that you would rather see more of or go into more depth, please drop that in the comments below. I ask that you please like and subscribe to our YouTube channel. It's greatly appreciated. It helps get our videos out there to people. And like I said earlier, I'm going to try to shoot a couple videos next week when we bring the steer calves in, and then when we get the packages from Greg Burns, and then how we install those into our hives. So until next week, thank you very much.